Hey guys, it's Shauna and I'm getting ready to plant out my anemone corms that I pre-sprouted in another video. In a previous video, I did pre-sprout the anemones. I don't always do that. I decided this year to do that because I did have some that did not come up last year, and I was wondering if that was because of rot or whatnot. And what we did do is last year I left the anemones in the ground that I planted because I've seen a lot come up in various places that the corms just randomly got left. And so I decided that I was going to leave those anemone corms in the ground. I planted over the top of them. I didn't do anything special. I just let the foliage die back, planted over the top of them, and some of them are starting to come up. In the remainder of that bed is where I'm hoping to plant the rest of the anemones that I've pre-sprouted. You want to see how I pre-sprouted the anemones, it's just really normal, and you can check out the other video. I did pre-sprout my ranunculus a little bit different than normal, and that was due to Daniel over at Petal Pickers. I follow him on Instagram. I don't believe he's on YouTube at all. He's a big flower farmer, and really I think when you're a big flower farmer, it takes way too much time to do YouTube, and so I don't think that you have any time to do YouTube. So I don't think he's on YouTube, but his method has worked, I'll tell you that. And if I get time, I'm also going to plant my ranunculus today as well. This row is where I had my anemones last year. It's also where I've had my amaranth that got eaten by the army worms and my cosmos, and then there were also sunflowers here. I think that's all. Celosia down there. But over the top of the anemones, there's been sunflowers, amaranth, and cosmos. But right here, there were the amaranth that got eaten by the army worms, and then I finally chopped those down. I chopped that down before I chopped the cosmos down. And all of these are anemones that have come back. Again, I put down gypsum. That's what the white is. So, and this honestly really is the line where the amaranth was. And then here where you see this is an anemone coming up. This is an anemone one. I think that's two. I don't think it's the same. This is an anemone. These are much smaller. There's one. There's one. I don't see any through here. And then I see this one and then this one. We put these, I don't know if you can see them right here, these stakes, to tell us where the anemone stopped. So I could be completely wrong. My theory is because I cut the amaranth down a lot earlier than the cosmos, and that's been getting sun, a lot more sunlight to it. That's why those have already popped up a lot more than these. Or either there were roots in there sucking up a lot of nutrients and water, and so these haven't been able to sprout, or that's just a really good patch and it's come back well and these haven't. I don't really know, but I've been trying to decide, do I interplant in this area some new ones or not, but I'm not going to. I'm going to start right here and go down there to the end of the row, and that's where I'm going to plant my new anemones. And if I don't have enough room, then I'm not sure which row I'm going to. But what I'm going to do, sort of like when I plant out seedlings, I'm going to dig 3 trenches, and then I'm just going to put my pre-sprouted corms in. So let me show you something though. I do have this So I have this stick marked out every 6 inches. I don't know if you can see the lines on it. This stick is marked out every 6 inches, and I'm getting ready to dig my trenches that I'm gonna put. This is one of my trays of anemones, and this is this variety, the Jerusalem Pink. I tend to stick with the Jerusalem varieties because they tend to do better outside in open, planted outside in open fields. So that's what I go with. I only have 150 planted so far in this row. This is the row that already had the anemones in it. If you remember, sorry, don't mean to make you dizzy. So it has the anemones in it, and then I planted out what I could. So I only have 150 planted in here. So now my thought is the row that I'm going to put the ranunculus in, which is out in the lower garden, I only have 100 ranunculus. So I'm thinking I'm going to put the anemones at the end of the ranunculus. Sounds good. What do you think? Sounds like a plan. Because I can't really figure out what to do in here. I hate to take up just like half a row with anemones. I did water them in too. And then I watered some up here trying to just water the gypsum in. But my hose only would reach this far because I have to drag it. I have to drag it from over here up across here. And then I was lazy and didn't feel like hand watering the rest because it's not really necessary. The rain, whenever it rains, can wash in the gypsum. So from here, where you see the last plant, on are the 150 anemones planted out here. Planted them, covered them, watered them in. They should be good to go. They don't need anything else. I'm not going to put any drip lines down until really they start coming up. Typically they don't really need water, meaning drip lines, for the winter, but we have really been in a dry spell, so I'm not really sure. I might put drip lines down just in case this dry spell continues. It is the beginning of November, and we're still, like today, it's supposed to get up in the 80s. We're 78, and we haven't had much rain, so everything's getting kind of dry. I don't know if you've seen this in the background. This is just a random dill plant, so I've just left it. 250 anemones planted today and 100 ranunculus. The 100 ranunculus went from there back, and 100 anemones are from there forward. So I've watered in the top ones. I'm going to water these in, and then I'm just going to let them sit and grow until I feel like the weather's too cold and they need to be covered. Who knows when that'll be? Again, it's really, sorry gnats, it's really been warm here, and we are in the beginning of November. So I don't want to cover them up and make them any warmer, and I'll just wait and see. We will put some hoops over them and make sure we're ready for when it gets colder, but I really don't think they need to be covered unless it's going to go down to, say, 29. And basically just don't want this ground to freeze, which, I mean, we're looking like we're having a mild winter so far, so I don't think so far we're going to have to worry too much about that. So fingers crossed for some good ranunculus, because like I said, I've never grown good ranunculus. I've always had terrible luck with ranunculus, so I'm hoping that this year is going to be different. We shall see. We'll keep them, once they start growing, we're not going to water too much, but again, we have these lines down because it's been rather dry this year, and when they start growing, they'll need water. We'll give them some fertilization. We'll keep our eye on them, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll grow good ranunculus. We shall see. This row right here is where all the anemones are planted in the upper garden. You can see at the beginning, this is where we left the anemones in, and then after that, that's where I planted the new anemones that I pre-sprouted. But let me show you, because they've already popped up. I know it's because they had some really good roots when I pre-sprouted them, but super excited about that. We still haven't got a really killing frost, so there's that. That's a dill plant, so just ignore that. This is the area where we left all the anemones in. So you can definitely see some coming up through here, and then it stops right here. And then all of these are the anemones that I just planted. I pre-sprouted all of these, and look at all my little babies coming up. So the ones that you saw me just planting, this is actually a week later, I think. Lots of these have come up in this area. So this is the upper garden. Hoping to get the video edited and posted today. I have a really hard time walking and talking. I mean, not fall. And anyway, so thought I'd hurry out here and show you guys these. So this is in the lower garden, and you can see lots of little baby anemones coming up here. And then we are supposed to, looks like we're going to get a frost in the near future. So we have put the hoops up on the ranunculus part. Let me see if I see any. I was out the other day and I haven't really seen any ranunculus coming up yet. And so far, no, just lots of weeds. In all of our gardens, we have a mesh fence like this around them. It's really basically to keep out the deer, because it doesn't keep out the rabbits or the squirrels. And look at this, I'm so annoyed. Something, and I'm guessing it's rabbits, are just annihilating my new phlox that I have put in, I don't know, a month or so ago. This is a perennial. So I'm gonna have to look at this. These are the worst. Look at this. Some of them, I mean, they've just chewed them down. Like this one, I mean, will it come back? I don't know. Super annoyed about this. But they are really taking this crop out. This one, this one. So the only thing I know to do with this and the injured goose and the donkey. But the only thing I know to do about this phlox, I have ordered just some wire hoops, just some low wire hoops, the 76-inch. And then what I'm going to do, I also ordered some mesh, the insect netting. I mean, I don't know. I know that they can also chew through that. Will it be enough to deter them? I don't know, because I just spent probably about $200 on this investment, hoping that I will protect this phlox from, again, I'm guessing it's the rabbits, I don't know. The squirrels have been digging holes, and this doesn't really need to be covered by a frost cloth. I don't need it to be really warm in there because I don't want it to grow like it's summertime. I need some cool air flowing and all the things, so I don't really know what to do. I just need to protect it from being annihilated. So we shall see. Fingers crossed this works. Anybody out there have any other great ideas to protect my phlox from being eaten? Please let me know. I could use it.